Hi, I'm Mr. Dio. I'm a chemistry teacher and welcome to my presentation today. Today I want to talk to teachers rather than students, and this has to do with the next generation science standards. One of the standards requires students to plan and carry out investigations. And I just want to share two experiments that I do in my classroom that you may find helpful. And feel free to modify the experiments to suit your needs. Here's the first experiment. I hold up two pieces of aluminum foil, a small piece and a big piece. And I ask the question, which of the two pieces has a higher density? And then we have a class discussion. Some people say the densities are identical. Some say, well, the big piece has a higher density. Some people say quite the opposite. And some are not sure. And then we got around to actually designing an experiment where we figure out the density of the small piece and the density of the large piece. You know, all of this may take like half a period, may take a whole period, and there are lots of ideas floating around with different groups in the classroom. And it's something for, for students to actually talk about. They'll make mistakes. You can take their ideas, push them in the right direction if necessary, let them try out the experiments themselves, see what happens, let them develop their own data table. So here's a student-driven kind of experiment. It's very different from us giving a cookbook experiment and the kids just follow the procedure. All right, so that's one of them. I want to go on to a second experiment that I've done. Here I have three brands of paper towel, and I asked my students which brand of paper towel is the best brand. So then we have a discussion, what do you mean by the best brand? Right? So we talk a little bit, people come up with tensile strength of the paper when it's dry or when it's wet. We talk with absorbency of the paper towel. And, probably takes about half a period, probably a whole period. In my case this year, we actually did the same experiment 3 times. The first time we did the experiment, it took a long time for us to develop the data table, to develop a procedure for the experiment. And the whole idea of the NGSS is to make students make lots of decisions on their own, right? So then they share these experiences. They develop data tables. Sometimes they have to modify the data table. So the first time they tried the experiment, it just didn't work out properly. They weren't able to finish the experiment. So I actually took away the entire procedure and the data table. And I said to them the next time, the following week, start from fresh again. I'm not giving you any pieces of paper. It's just start all over again. And they tried it out one more time. They just couldn't get it done. And then we waited until the 3rd week, and then they tried out the experiment. They came in before, they cut all their squares. They had everything all assembled and ready, so they were able to get it done in 3 sessions. In the meantime, they learned a lot because they're the ones who designed the experiments. They developed the data table. They came to the conclusion. They did all the math on their own. I was here as a facilitator at that particular point, having gotten them involved in designing an experiment, carrying out the experiment, evaluating the results, and coming to a conclusion. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I have a few more experiments which I'll share with you in a later video. But if you have any comments, you let me know. Thank you very much.